shoot. Might actually help if I was capturing something. Okay. Oof. Alright, more coffee time. Let's do this. It says that something else is missing from the drawer, but aside from the key card and the fidget spinner, I probably should have actually given that card to. Would that have made a bigger issue? Anyway, doesn't matter. I literally think that the issue, or the item that it's missing, is the FBI guy's card. But anyway, welcome to anybody watching this in the future. More coffee time. We're gonna do some more stuff, I guess. Sunday for me, so again, let's go. Somehow I feel like it's gonna be a long, long night. Or not. I think the last time we had like a cat in here and they helped us. Maybe we're gonna find out more about that cat soon. Maybe it's also a Nekomimi. Good evening. Hey, Jason. How are you? Not too shabby, I hope. Everything is just fine. You sure? Positive. How about you, sir? How's work? My shift is over, so I'm free now. Nice. That reminds me, Mr. Hyde was here just the other day. Ah, that's right. Did he tell you his reason for the reason for his visit? Yeah, he's moving back here, right? Or at least that's the plan. Yes, what a nice surprise. He told me he's got a few things to discuss on that. Well, it's part of why I'm here tonight. Aside from getting myself a hot drink, that is. On that note, I'm so ready to take your order. Much obliged. So Henry told me about this Indonesian ginger drink. It has milk, honey, and a couple of other stuff in it. I think it's called STMJ? I'll have a cup of that. Is that something that I accidentally brewed by chance? No, it appears that I have not accidentally done it. Okay, milk, honey, and a couple of other stuff. Milk, honey, and a couple other stuff. STMJ. No, it would be ginger. Because he said, God damn it. Yeah, an Indonesian ginger drink. Milk, honey, ginger. Still don't think that's right, though. Wrong order. Perhaps. There we go. One nutritious drink from the archipelago coming up. Thanks a lot. So, what's in it again? It's a hot blend of egg, milk, ginger, and honey. The drink's name itself is the ingredients. Susu telur madu jahe. Milk, egg, honey, and ginger. No wonder it somewhat reminds me of eggnog. Albeit spicier. But I can see why Henry likes it. It's a great stamina drink. He probably needs it to keep up with Rachel's work. You're probably right. As long as he remembers to take breaks. Maybe I should invite him for a drink here sometime. What do you think? That'd be lovely. Then consider it done. You know what? I don't think Hyde will show up tonight. Oh, why is that? When I called him earlier to confirm, he sounded a little annoyed. It's not exactly great outside either. I thought he liked this kind of weather. Him, yes. His car, not so much. That thing wouldn't survive this kind of storm. Now that you mention it, you may be right. I used to drive him in that car back in the day. Did he ever tell you how old it is? Yep. He gave me the whole backstory of it. Oh. I guess I'm just surprised he still uses it at all. The car clearly holds a special meaning to him. He was also quite sentimental about it, which makes me wonder if it has anything to do with him moving back here. What do you mean? He lived here before, right? Yeah. And he kept bringing up the past, too. Are you saying that his move is motivated by nostalgia? I was gonna say homesickness. But I realize that makes no sense. Get me trying to say, though. It's the strange longing for times gone by. Considering how fast things are changing these days. Maybe even too fast. Which is ironic, really. What is? Live long enough, you'll realize the only constant in life is change itself. Things like shifting necessities, curveballs the world throws at you, decay. Just stuff we have to deal with. Indefinitely. Considering our lifespans, you'd think we'd get used to it at some point. But we never do. Never completely, anyway. I suppose the idea of getting used to a change is a paradox in and of itself. That's about right. Perhaps nostalgia is like an anchor for dinosaurs like us. Keeps us from losing ourselves to the world's relentless speed. Get used to these after a while, huh? Pretty much. I am honestly just waiting for Arizona's like rainy period. Like it's supposed to be like right now. Like it should already be like monsoon season, where it'll rain like maybe 2 or 3 times, but still, it's like the first indication, the first sign that cooler weather is going to be like around the corner. Can't wait. Oh, hey there. We meet again. Yes, hello. Excuse me for a moment. Got it. Welcome, Miss Riola. Good evening. I'm meeting up with someone. Oh, okay then. How's your car, by the way? My car? Oh, you mean the tire? There's really no need for concern, as it was an easy fix. But thank you for asking. My pleasure. May I order a cup of Russian tea? Russian tea... Yeah, don't have it. Russian tea. Wait, is that what this is? Yemen. Hey Google, what country is Yemen in?
According to Wikipedia, Yemen, officially the Republic of Yemen, is a country in West Asia. It is situated on the southern end of the Arabian Peninsula and borders Saudi Arabia to the north and Oman to the northeast and shares maritime borders with Eritrea, Djibouti, and Somalia.
Russian tea. I don't want to look it up. But I also don't want to get it wrong. It's like the least amount of information that I think I've gotten so far. Damn it. Yeah, I could just go with this. It's not correct, but fuck it. Okay, I didn't look up what it was in the game. However, I did look up what it was. Oh well. No. God damn it. I thought I did it in the right order. No! Oh well, at least I'm still in the same spot, I guess. Save again here. Okay. So it said it was like tea with like lemonade, sugar, cinnamon, clove, and stuff like that. So taking from what I have, tea, lemon, cinnamon. There we go. Russian tea for the lady Russian to deliver. It's a totally American drink. Her birthday was just like 8 days ago. Yeah, that's a good one. This is perfect, by the way. Thank you. You're welcome. So, who are you meeting with, if I may ask? Yeah, that's what I thought. You should know, shouldn't you? After all, you were tasked to give me his contact info. Oh, that's right. So you two did end up connecting after all. We did, yes. But truth be told, I wasn't really sure about contacting him at all. Why is that? Because as far as I'm concerned, there was no real reason for me to do so. Nevertheless, I sent him an email the following night, right after the completion of my final delivery at 3 a.m. That's pretty late. A little, but surely no worse than forgetting it altogether. He replied straight away, to my surprise. Had no idea he was such a night owl. Or perhaps just an extremely early bird. Right? I wonder if he ever sleeps. That should be a question for you too, miss. Oops. Anyhow, he answered me with an apology. He regretted his rudeness from when we first met, which was another surprise, since I didn't think it was such a matter of concern. Well, he did return here the next evening looking for you. Did he? Yep, he said so himself. I see. How peculiar. In any case, we exchanged phone numbers and have been texting ever since. Then he said he wants to meet up and speak in person, which is why I'm here now. But I'm still not quite sure it's necessary. I mean, maybe he just wants to chat and hang out. Perhaps. I suppose we'll see. Yeah, so Hyde's not coming tonight. Probably for the best given the circumstances. Is he okay? Yeah, he just wants to take it easy tonight. Understandable. My apologies for these surges. I was hoping it'd become more stable as the days go by, but no need to apologize for something out of your control. That's right, you tried everything you could. I know. Thank you for your understanding. How are you doing, miss? Hey there. Did you manage to resolve your issues with the children? Sorry. Oh, I mean, the hospital admission problem from the other day. Oh, that. For a minute there, I thought I had a beef with kids I was unaware of. Sorry for the misunderstanding. No worries, that was funny. Only been a few days, so not much has changed. How about you? Feeling better? Ah, yes, well, I apologize for the way I acted a few days ago. We all have our bad days, so don't worry about it. Thank you. Ah, while we're on the topic, I told Officer Georgie what happened to your car. Would you mind pointing out where you believe the incident took place? Sure. It was quite near the police station, actually. At a metered spot, just outside the now-defunct library. Oh, the vacant building at the Bourne intersection? Yes, that's correct. I see. So, it was originally a library. You know the area? I know the property, yeah. It's been abandoned for a long time now, but it's a heritage building, so I often wonder why nothing's been done with it. Since it's located in a very populated, culture-centric neighborhood. It's true. There's even an art college nearby. Right? And again, I've always found the street a bit odd. Odd? How? It's just barren. Especially if you consider the area. And the weird thing is, I feel like it wasn't always that way. Feel? Don't you mean remember? Nope, exactly what I said. It's a feeling, not a clear memory. Strange, isn't it? That is odd. Well, there used to be a flea market there a long, long time ago. Perhaps that is what you were recalling. Flea market, huh? Last time I drove there, I remember seeing nothing but concrete... Oh, wait. There was a single dead tree surrounded by strange trinkets. A dead tree, huh? No idea why I almost forgot about it. It stuck out like a sore thumb. About 8 feet tall, no leaves. It's been there forever, too, as far as I know. That hawthorn tree was something of a landmark for us drivers. And the trinkets you spoke of were actually remembrances of sorts. Remembrances? Hold on. I'm just going to recap a bit here, okay? Sure. Your car was vandalized near a metered parking spot in front of an abandoned library. On a seemingly deserted street within a busy area that has a large dead tree surrounded by remembrances for some reason. That sounds about right. Except the tree's no longer there. Oh? Are you serious, Pops? Why wouldn't I be? That is crazy. Good evening, gentlemen. Hey, everyone. Oh, boy. I thought I'd be anything but you're here already, lady. Hello. Jason, for the love of all things holy, tell me my lighter is here. Well, you're in luck because it is. Hot damn, thank goodness. Would you like to get me to get it for you now? That's fine, I'm just glad to know it's here. Just bring it out with my drink later. Sure, let me know when you're ready to order. Cheers. Well, 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 what's up, y'all? What's new? Evening, officer. We're just talking about the spot where Miss Riona's car may have been vandalized. Oh? You got your car too, lady? Yes, but it's not a big issue. Still, sorry you had to experience that. Where did you park your car, miss? I can send you the coordinates if you'd like. That'd be real swell. Got it. Okay. Oh. Is it within the area you expected, or? Pretty much. The same location where I parked mine a week ago. I see. You can rest assured we already increased patrols in that area. It's great. But I am the only one doing it at the moment. That sucks. What's that? Am I hearing you, out of all people, doubting my skill, Jason? No, of course not. I just thought it means an unfortunate increase to your workload. Them some breaks, I suppose. Anyway, give me your strongest espresso, Jason. Don't forget my ladder. Oh, there it is. Thanks, Jason. You probably think I'm being silly, but what can I say? It's my lucky charm. Yeah. It's borderline superstitious, I know. Don't you have anything of the sort? Well, I have a good reason to be superstitious. Whenever I don't have this with me, things happen. Right. Alright, here comes the strongest espresso in the house. Cheers. Perfect as always. Are you ready to order? Might as well. I'd like something desserty. Guess it's my cheat day. Sure thing. Any specifics in mind? When I saw this video of a Spanish hot cocoa drink yesterday, it was so thick, I thought it was chocolate sauce. The name also reminded me of a song, but for some reason I can't remember the title right now. You know, that sounds oddly familiar. For real? I don't have that thick cocoa. It's got milk and a little hot spicy kick to it. Well, I mean, I feel like that would be this and cinnamon, right? Spice lady. Yeah, I'll go for it. Hot cocoa drink coming up. Thanks. Jason. Yes? I don't think this is it. It's not? Nuh-uh. It's neither luscious nor thick enough. Sorry about that. Let me remake it for you. Nah. My fault for being vague. Don't worry about it, okay? Alright, thank you. Damn it! I mean, it's British, but yeah. So, Pops. Just earlier, you were telling me about your creepy patrolling experience, right? Was it in the same location where the lady's car was? Creepy patrolling experience. Well, I don't know if I should even talk about it. Maybe it's just a tad too spooky. Even for me. What happened? Tell him, Pops. It's not that big a deal, honestly. And all the more reason to talk about it, right? Maybe someone here will know something. Got a point there. No, we're talking about the area anyway, right? Yep. Well, I've been patrolling the area there the past few nights. The street itself is fairly straightforward. It's about half a mile round trip from the intersection and back. There's nothing much there either. Concrete sidewalk with metered parking spots. A fence here and there. And an unfinished construction site with a couple CCTVs dotted about. No tree. What tree? There used to be a dead tree in front of the old library. Huh? Oh, that old dead tree. It was uprooted by the city back in January. The commercial community decided it wasn't really a good look. So when the city started a massive cleanup project last year, well, they simply voted to get rid of it. Let's see. Why? What's up? We were actually talking about it earlier, and, being a decades-old landmark site. Could there be something more to the tree than just, well, being old? You think so? That's what I think after listening to Ms. Riona. Are you expecting something from me, Jason? Huh? Oh, no. I'm sorry if I crossed the line. You just seem to know a lot about it, and I don't want to mix up the facts. I understand. But I'd like to hear the officer's spooky tale first, if you don't mind. Gladly, miss. Almost forgot about me there, huh? So anyway, patrolling on that street is an easy task. Only 4 to 5 cars are parked there overnight at most, which makes keeping track a breeze. That's ideal enough. As expected, though, nothing happened the first 2 nights. But yesterday was a different story. Hold on. What a stage setup, eh? Huh. Oh, phew, there you go. Goodness. Sorry about that. Please, continue. Alrighty. Well, it was near the end of my shift and I found nothing was amiss. There were only 4 cars parked that night. 2 spaced across the street and 2 on the opposite corners, side by side. My plan was to leave after I walked one last round, to make sure everything was okay. And a reminder, you can cover the whole place in only 8 minutes. Okay. Then, at the end of my walk, I took a drag on my cigarette. Smug as I was about to clock out, thinking 'twas another night job well done. Right? Wrong. I was immediately faced with the impossible. 3 cars. 2 side by side. 1 across the street. All tires flattened. That's 12 vandalized tires for you. In a span of less than 10 minutes. That is so strange. It would take several minutes to flatten just 1 tire. And that's if you're using the right tools. Right? But that wasn't all. Oh, no, it wasn't. Because that was the moment when the streetlights went out, suddenly and all at once. What? Right after that, I heard flurries of footsteps and laughter. They were going farther and farther away from the scene, and yet I saw nothing at all. Oh. Are you sure? Did the CCTV catch anything? The inference actually managed to catch something, but the videos weren't clear at all, so I'm still investigating it. Jeez Louise, Pops. That's way spookier than what you told me in the car. But it's cool, though. It made me laughing now, but I almost pissed my pants there, you see. Well, wherever they were, they sure were fast. Right? Anyway, Jason, I think I want another drink. Well, that talking made my throat dry, and coffee just ain't cutting it. Roger that. What'd you like? What do you suggest? How about some tea with ginger and honey? Can you use the red flower stuff you have as base? You mean hibiscus? Definitely. Okay then, I'd like red flower tea with ginger and a touch of honey. Tajahe Rosella. 1 piping hot Tajahe Rosella for you. Oh, what does it mean? Tajahe means ginger, te means tea, and Rosella means roselle, another name for hibiscus. I see, a legit herbal drink. Spicy, but perfect for the weather. Good call, Jason. I'm happy to please. If that's the case, let me join your patrol, Pops. Because I'm not scared of ghosts. Real beings scare me more. Wait a sec, kid. What do you mean by ghosts? Eh? Jumping the gun a little bit there, ain't you? I don't know, Pops. Maybe it's something even crazier than that. This is a real serious problem, kid. Don't joke around like that. Sorry. Interesting. You know something? No, not me, but she might. Right, the tree, wasn't it? Oh, yeah. What about it, miss? It's your turn to finish your thoughts. Not sure this can be any use at all, but... Officer, are you aware of the story behind the tree? I recall what you said earlier. People would often leave remembrances around it. What do you mean by that, miss? Well, it's because someone passed away there. What? Allow me to explain. I mentioned that there was once a flea market on that street, right? Right. They called it the Fairy Market. It was unofficially set up by the transients of the community. Transients, being the government's term for unregistered citizens, including all the other uncategorizable beings at the time. Fairies were a part of that. I remember reading about it. After the war, the government made its first official attempts to sort things out. Organizing equitable classifications was just thought as one of the first steps towards civil peace. But it was oversimplified, inefficient, and not speedy enough. Was all that before the Vindication Act? Way before that. Many who couldn't register were basically in administrative limbo. What? That's as good as, like, not existing at all. Really, that's horrible. It's the main reason why the ferry market was created in the first place. To ensure transient survival throughout the changing times. In more ways than one. The market had no real schedule, therefore, the start of Ferry Week would be marked by flowers strewn along the intersection. Just so people would notice and come take a look. Sounds kinda too low-key, no? Because it was illegal, silly. Oh. And that was exactly the problem. The market ran day and night, its format unchanging. At the same time, the economy was slowly reshaping the landscape. People started to spend more, becoming reckless, while the laws were still shaky at best. Then a tragic incident occurred one night. A drunk driver was speeding and went off course, striking a vendor there. And the only evidence left at the crime scene, the crime was that tree, standing where there was no tree before. Wait a second, what? Why did I never hear about it? How long ago was this? The accident occurred in 1959. But the market itself was forcibly disbanded in 1961. Happened before I was born, huh? Yeah, I remember everything now. It was actually quite an infamous case, wasn't it? But due to the nature of the beings involved, most people couldn't help but, well, forget. We're talking about the late 50s to early 60s here. Post-war media was still quite scarce. And I remember the drunk driver was also the son of a very wealthy individual. Oh, correct. But that wasn't exactly the part that made the case so infamous. It was due to the fact that no body was ever found at the crash site, as well as the vendor being a transient with no legal ID or paper trail. As a result, the court had no choice but to dismiss the case. But there was a body, wasn't it? Just not the one people might expect. You mean the tree? Right. When semi-spiritual beings like us pass on from the physical world, some may leave a specific landmarkers behind. Not all can do that, though. Us banshees don't do that. You don't? No, we simply disappear. So if I'm getting this right, the tree couldn't be used as evidence because it wasn't classified as remains yet. The witnesses were in the same boat, no paper trail. So the driver's lawyer took advantage of those loopholes. And that's messed up. Beyond messed up, Pops. Whoa. I'm boiling. I'll take a further look into this more, miss. I have a question for you. Yes? You think the vandalism has anything to do with the tree removal? I don't know. I suppose it might depend on when the acts of vandalism began. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I better get going, and it's almost time for my shift. Hey, officer. Break a leg, Pops. I'd rather not. Stay safe. Will do. I'll keep you all posted. Yeah, sounds like either vengeful spirits or people taking revenge for the tree being cut down. I better go as well. Got an early shift tomorrow. There's one thing I want to confirm, though, if you don't mind this. Yes. It's about the fairies passing, and how everyone ends up forgetting about them afterwards. I really thought that it was just a myth. I guess not, unfortunately. That is why there used to be a memorabilia around that tree, or used to be memorabilia around that tree. They were efforts by those who remembered to preserve the memory. But wasn't enough, was it? Else we'd still have that tree. Really makes me question my memory. Are there any people I might have forgotten? Are there events I missed? It is quite scary to think about. For beings like us, being forgotten is inevitable. So, no need to feel bad about it. Is that so? Oh, I didn't catch your name, by the way. I'm Gala. Well, I'm Lucas. Nice to meet you, sir. Well then, nice meeting you. Good luck with your future auditions, Miss Brianna. Thank you. See you around. Bye, Jason. Take care. Still a lactose intolerant cock. You okay? It's getting real late. I still want to talk, but if you're tired, let me know. Have you eaten? Do you want something to eat? We have to sell food here. You don't? No wonder your place is always empty. Well, just kidding, Jason. Don't hate me, please. Well, do you want another drink, maybe? I wouldn't mind one. Nice. What do you feel like having? Something without milk, with a fresh feeling and some brightness to it. I'm also quite partial to the blue PT. Oh. Okay, then I'll order something for you, may I? Sure. Jason, could you try this mix? I saw this pretty drink in a video, and it looked perfect for Our Lady. What is it? It has blue pea as a base, a lot of mint, and a splash of lemon. The Galaxy Mint Tea. Here you go, miss. From the man sitting right beside you. It looks nice. Very pretty. I like it. Thank you. I'm glad you do. And wow, Jason. Looks exactly like what I envisioned. You're a G. I'm happy you both enjoyed it. But man, that whole case earlier, though. There's a lot to take in. Also, about the whole forgetting thing. That really gave me chills. Why? Ugh, don't you feel scared? Of just disappearing in the end? Because I do. That's why I thought I finally understood you, too. I mean, the reason why you wanted to become a soprano, your way, the traditional way. Oh. Care to compare notes? Because I've yet to be entirely certain about that myself. Oh. Now, that's what you call huge pressure. Before that, though, can I ask you a little teeny tiny question? Go ahead. What inspired you to go down this path? I mean, I may have an idea why you're choosing the hard way, but why a soprano in the first place? Because it's been done before. Hardly. Because there was already a banshee who did it before. So I know it's not impossible. Whoa, for real? Her part was that of a sorbet aria. And she was not very well known. What's a sorbet aria? Oh, I mean, she was a secondary character. Back in an early 19th century opera, sorbet arias would be sung toward the end of the second act, usually before the evening ended. Hawkers would use the time to offer their wares for the last time to the patrons, often desserts. Hence, sorbet aria. Okay, so I was pronouncing it correctly. Oh, I see. So it was like the closing song. So like the thing's gonna end the people selling refreshments and things would take like one last turn, and that would be like the background music for it. Like background singing at the end of a show or something. Yes. Things are different nowadays because people are expected to listen to the end. First time I heard her voice was on an old recording of a comedy opera. I was still very young back then. She was playing a confused maid role at the very end of the opera, wondering why and how people could act so crazy when in love. But despite her confusion, she thought she wasn't so old that she couldn't find out the reason for herself. It was a funny epilogue to the opera, but hearing a banshee sing such a playful and lighthearted piece, it was truly an eye-opener for me. Oh man, I bet it was. Sadly, I couldn't find any of her other works, but it always stuck with me, nonetheless. So, I left my commune and started trying on my own. That's really cool and brave of you to do so. I agree. I've never talked about this before. It's a bit embarrassing. Nah, don't be embarrassed. I think it's super cool. You're just feeling inspired to put yourself beyond what's expected of you, and wishing to leave a mark on this world. Is that what you think? Uh-huh. You're just trying to follow a path that has been traveled before. That's not always a bad thing, especially for beings like us. You're just being careful, yet courageous. Right, because the path you're choosing to walk on is still difficult. Regarding leaving your mark, I don't know. I just feel maybe you're the same as me. Like, what's the point of being born if nobody's going to remember us? Right, Jason? No comment. Why do you want to be remembered so much? Why wouldn't you? Us banshees see the end differently than most. So, care to enlighten me? I can't speak for anyone else, but in my case, I was a kid who grew up in a large family, you see. Like, humongously large. Literally couldn't count all my siblings, even if I wanted to. Because they're everywhere, thanks to my dad. Oh. We weren't wealthy, though, not even close. Money situation was always suffocating us for real. But sometimes Dad would drop by to give us some money. Oh, it wasn't even enough to cover utilities for more than a couple months. And he'd just leave again a couple days later. Are you the eldest? Nope. But my older bros had already moved out by the time I hit high school. I was so surprised when my dad gave me the house after he died. Oh. Which is where my mom and siblings live now. Sorry to hear about your father. No, it's fine. Anyway, so my older brothers came back, right? They wanted me to sell the house and divide the earnings. Wanting a slice of the inheritance pie, huh? You didn't do that, right? Heck no. That's why I left for LA. So if they really wanted me to sell the house, they have to come chase after me. Good call. Thankfully, my younger siblings and I are pretty tight. We're a good team. That's a relief. But that was also why I needed money fast. I needed to send money to help my family's bills. And of course, so I could stay alive as well. That was why I ended up having to join the production house. The production house? Yeah, it was like a bunch of content creators getting together to make videos every day. I was young and naive too, you know. This was my first time venturing to another state completely alone, after all. So I didn't know better how predatory things could be. This isn't even going to be an entertaining story. If you're uncomfortable, you don't have to talk about it. No, it's not that. I just really didn't like that production house. But I needed the money. Someone there saw my vlogs and invited me in. And as one of the youngest there, I tried to get along with everyone. But you see, we were all creators in the entertainment industry, right? Which means we all had huge egos. So naturally, there was somewhat of a hierarchy of sorts. Trying to be all right and helpful turned me into the butt of the joke all the time. That didn't discourage me all that much, by the way. I mean, I also learned a lot there, not gonna lie. Still. Well, long story short, being tokenized sucked. The end. No disagreement there. Sorry, I swear that wasn't what I wanted to talk to you about. That's fine. I actually learned a lot this evening. I just don't want to take up more of your time. So can I just ask you a direct question? Sure. Great. Would you be interested in guest starring on my new show? Huh. I realized I was being dumb the day we first met. I kind of forced my thoughts on you. And was just a general smartass. I undermined your straightforward efforts because I was jealous of your solid resolve. Since everything I did was anything but you succeeded eventually, didn't you? And you worked hard for it. Yeah, I almost ended up losing sight of why I had been doing all this in the first place. I went with the flow, made excuses a lot. All to justify the game, but to what end? That's why I've been trying to put together a talent showcase for those who need extra exposure. It's going to be a small production thing. It'll be paid, I swear, but not with exposure either. Though it won't be much at first, because I don't have that much money ready to use at the moment. So, wait, it's a bit sudden, don't you think? No pressure though. How does the show work? Well, I'm not 100% sure the shape of it yet, but ideally, I'll have like an interview at first, and then I'll record your singing. I'll bring all the gear. I'll also be doing all the editing and stuff. Gonna take a bit of time since I still have my main show to do. But I did start my blogging journey on my own too. So I can bet you the result will still be quality. Your show will tank if I'm the first guest, you realize that, right? If it does, then it doesn't deserve to exist. I don't care about haters, but you do. That's why I won't push you. Huh. I'm flattered. But, no thank you. Okay. Thanks for considering me, though. Thanks for giving it a thought. Looks like I have to go. Okay. It's nothing to do with what you said, okay? Just bad timing. Yeah, I get it. Cool. I hope we can meet again like this. If you want to. Maybe? I'll take it. Thanks for your time too, Jason. Sorry if I bored you. No, truly, it's my pleasure. Cool. Okay. I really have to go. See you around. Safe trip. Alright, see you, Jason. Come again soon. I think tonight was the most I have talked in the past 2 years. I'm quite glad to hear that. Thank you, Jason. For what? For being such a good host. I know I'm not the easiest being to get along with. It's always a pleasure to have you and everyone around. Then I'll be taking my leave. I feel like I have a lot to rethink. But I'll see you again soon. And we'll be waiting, always. Safe trip, Miss Rihanna. And have a good night. I like her character. I think I'm done for the night. I hope everything will work out for everyone. Oh, dude, the car was like, a warm and calming darkness. World Gollum Culture Center, grand opening to be held in Bhutan. Lunar cell panel. Prototype ready for first test. Newcomer, progressive. Elven metal band. Avathor tops US music charts. Elven metal band? Huh. I thought there was more stuff in the drawer yesterday. Am I misremembering things? Uh-oh. What the hell is the yellow thing in the middle? Let's see. All the ingredients are stocked up and the weather's keeping quiet. Looks like a good night to listen to some stories. Good evening, Mr. Hyde, Mr. Gala. Nice to see you too. How'd I go to the hospital today? Well, it's fine, except I was a little exhausted. Goodness, are you having issues with the children again? Nope, that's not it. It's just... Well, for starters, my Fury's giving me a hard time. Your Fury? Is it the full moon already? No, but I sometimes get pre-Fury symptoms. Pre-Fury symptoms? Yeah, it's a common thing for werewolves. A few days before the full moon, our bodies start to prepare for Fury. And that changes the way they react to pretty much everything. Symptoms vary depending on who you ask. But it can affect our muscles, our appetite, our energy levels. Give us headaches, a lot of other stuff. Small, but annoying. That doesn't sound pleasant. No, to be honest, it's not great. For me, I've been feeling pretty sore and more tired than usual. And a bit crankier as well. Is there a drink that could help you with that? Never found one, but if anyone could come up with it, it's you, Jason. Since a Galahad can soothe your fury, maybe it would work for your work pre-fury as well? Maybe, but I think it need to be more relaxing. Like a Galahad, but with no caffeine and maybe blue? Well, I can do that. That sounds easy. Tea, milk, ginger. Okay, easy. Blue, milk, ginger. Gala tea. Oh, it's got the fucking wolf. Here you go. A gala tea for you. Do you come up with these names on the spot, Jason? Oh, no. It takes a bit of soul searching. To tailor it to the situation and so on. That almost makes it sound like you know in advance what we're going to order. Call it a sixth sense. Right. Let's see how your sixth sense tastes. Wow, this is excellent. Exactly what I needed. Very happy to hear that. What's with the long looks, you two? Did something happen? Actually, Jason. Guess I'll just come out with it. I need your help. My help? Come on, it wasn't that bad. No, I was so tired yesterday. So tired today, I nearly fell asleep on the job. Most importantly, it's not good for you. Bumping around silk and refusing to look at solutions. I've never seen you like this, and I'm getting worried. There's nothing to worry about. You say that, You spend entire nights looking miserable. No advice I come up with is good enough. 9. I'm barely keeping together as it is. You should know by now how I feel when Fury's about to hit. Oh, I take it you ended up chatting yesterday after all? You bet we did. After I walked out of here, I headed home and found this one. Lying on the sofa, staring at the ceiling. Looking so gloomy and sucked the color out of the room. And it's not the first time either. It's a constant these days. Please help me help him, Jason. I'm at my wit's end. Mr. Hyde. Ugh, fine. The truth is, I'm bored to death. Or, I would be if it wasn't for the whole immortality thing. I'm nearing 40 years old. I've never been this bored in my entire life. I'm confused. Interesting. You usually make it sound like you're much older. 40 years old in vampire years. I'm not saying how old that is in other species years. Eyes on the prize, Jason. Intervention first. Gossip later. My apologies. Why are you so bored, Mr. Hunter? My job. What was that? My job. Hey, no need to shout. I'm also irritated about it, okay? I'm not exactly used to sitting around twiddling my thumbs. But modeling stopped being fun ages ago. Did mention something like that last time. You are trying to leave modeling behind now. Yeah. Was there a specific reason for that? It's all just so brief. Back when I started modeling, people thought of fashion in a different way. They wanted to keep their outfits for a while. So they had to be elegant, well-made, and versatile. Some campaigns that I featured in stayed on billboards for months. And I knew the clothes would last decades. And in a way, I felt like I was building a bond with their wearers. I adored something that would feature in their cherished memories. But then social media came and it all became disposable. The clothes themselves, of course, but the models even more. I shoot a campaign, the brand posted online. That gets attention for what, 10 minutes? And another campaign comes in and everything's forgotten. Blink, and it's gone. That is absolutely true. There's no bond to be built there. Isn't that changing these days, though? The slow fashion and the like? It's true, and people are getting into vintage clothes, too. I salute that. But the reality of my job remains the same. What about your fans? You have so many people following you. I mentioned that last night, and my answer hasn't changed. They follow me because they think I'm pretty. Being admired is nice, but doesn't constitute a bond. So you're saying that you'd like to leave more of a mark? Maybe so. It would be nice if I did something that people remembered. That became a part of their lives in a real way. You do know you have people in your life in a real way, right? People who always remember you? It's not the same thing. Maybe you should study to become a doctor or something. That would make a real difference. No, thank you. The job still needs to be fun. Studying for 10 years just to exhaust myself in 14-hour shifts? Did you mistake me for a hard-working vampire? Do you see what I'm dealing with, Jason? It does seem to be a thorny issue. Perhaps you'd like to mull it over with a drink in hand, Mr. Hyde. Yeah, sounds good. Just make me something I like. Anything you've seen me enjoy, recently or when we first met. I want to give him, like... Okay. want to find what the first drink that you gave him was. Here you go, Mr. Hyde. You seem like this. You seem to like this one. Yeah. Nice, Jason. And you lost your bet, Hyde. A bet? Well, Hyde was wallowing in self-pity yesterday. I told him many people cared about him. And I bet you could remember what he liked, even if he gave you no instructions. So now I get to say that I was right. And Mr. Hyatt gets to buy me dinner. And a place of my choosing. You're gonna pick that horrible steakhouse again, aren't you? You know it. Have you won other bets in the past, Mr. Gollum? Let's see. You say it, Hyde. He's won every single one of the bets we've ever made. Wow. Yeah, I'm this close to being able to buy a new TV with the money I'm saving on food. Rub it in my face, why won't you? Oh, hi everyone. Hey, Lua. Hi, Lua. Busy night, I see. Hi, Miss Lua. Busy and lively, just the way we like it. That's good. And I'm really glad you're here, Hyde. I wanted to apologize for the other night. I was so excited to see you, especially since it had been a while. We ended up fighting with Bailey's instead. You must be getting bored of our arguments. It's alright. They're kind of fun to watch. Favorite things. The fact that I've been blood sober for 10 years now. Currently a model, past stock trader, entrepreneur, venture capitalist. Hey guys. Zup. Gross. How are things with you two, by the way? Just let me order before I answer. That's alright, Jason. Of course, what would you like? Spent the whole day talking and meeting and presentation, so I have a bit of a sore throat. Is there anything you can recommend for that? Definitely something with lemon and honey. Sounds great. I'd love a lemon and honey drink, please. I would do hibiscus, lemon and honey. Try this the other way. It's the same thing. Whatever. Here we go. Here you go. Some honey to soothe, some lemon to boost recovery. Thanks, Dr. Jason. Ah. It's truly lovely, just what I needed. It's great to hear. My company's trying to get a big contract, so I've been organizing meetings with everyone. Make sure it's all going according to plan. That's pretty tough. Yeah, it's a lot of responsibilities and decision making. And part of me likes that, but part of me feels the pressure of it. So it's nice to be able to unwind with a warm cup. Anyhow, to answer your question, earlier question, you've probably gathered that Bay and I have been fighting. Yeah, Hyde told me a little bit about it too. Right, well, we haven't discussed the wedding for the past couple days, and honestly, it's done me a lot of good. The thing is, I know Bay means well. He suggests all these things that he thinks I'd like, and I should like them. He's paying attention and not just sending random ideas. I should be grateful that he's trying to please me. But I get annoyed instead. I start feeling guilty that I'm annoyed, which makes me even more annoyed. Not great, I know. Well, it'd be easier if we always acted rationally. If we only got annoyed at the right people for the right reason. But things aren't that simple, are they? That's true. Although, I guess if you figured out what actually annoys you, it would help. That's the problem. I'm not sure. At first, I thought I was tired or worried. The decision-making at my job is taking a toll for sure. It's a bit hard for me to also deal with organizing things in my personal life. Also, the financial side of it is hard to navigate. I don't want I don't want Bay. I say Bay because it's Bailey, but B-A-I more reads as Bay. Anyway, whatever. I don't want Bay to spend too much money, but he's right that involving my family comes with strings attached. I'm not sure how to avoid that, though. But I'm realizing that might not even be the main issue. The more he sends me links to venues and caterers, the more it all feels wrong to me. I don't mean the wedding itself. I want to get married to Bay. But the way we're planning it, I don't know. I've been to my friends' weddings before. I've also been browsing the most popular wedding pictures online. They're always these big parties, very put together, very classy. They have their whole families over, their friends, colleagues. They rent these beautiful barns and they hire live bands. They wear designer dresses and bespoke suits. I used to look at it and think, this is great, this is what I want. But now, it all just feels more and more off to me. Why don't you tell your fiancé that? What if he thinks I'm getting cold feet? Or that I'm questioning his ability to help with the budget? That's up to you how you communicate it, isn't it? Right, but it's still a difficult topic. We've been through so much, you know all that. This is supposed to be our special day, a way to celebrate our partnership. He wants to honor that. He'll feel awful if he thinks I don't. Or if he thinks I don't trust him. I swear, you and your elf are well matched. You always worry so much about what others think, instead of working out your own wants and needs. But you realize that's the important bit, right? I mean, generally, yes, I get that, but how does it apply here? What do you think it means to honor your partnership? To celebrate it properly, for starters? Right. And who are you in that partnership with? I believe you met him. The blonde guy with the puppy eyes? Right. I'm glad you remember that, because you were making it sound like you were in a relationship with your friends who got married. And the strangers who put wedding pictures online. This is your relationship you're celebrating. Why are you so concerned with other people's weddings? Your special day needs to make sense to the two of you. Have it in trainers at a fast food joint, if that's what you like. That way you can also take the budget out of the equation. A simpler wedding won't feel shabby if you make it feel properly yours. Still want a pretty outfit and a decent food. Thank goodness. But point well taken. It's just, my family might have certain expectations. Did they openly say that? No. Then maybe they do. Or maybe they just think they do. Or maybe you just think they do. The only way to find out is to talk to them. Besides, isn't Bailey's also about to become your family? You sure are the only family he's got. I'm not saying to disinvite everyone or to fight with them or anything. But you shouldn't put your needs above your own. I really shouldn't I? You've given me food for thought. Thanks, Hyde. My pleasure. Amazing how you perk up when you give people advice, Hyde. Maybe you should become a therapist. Gee, thanks for the vote of confidence. I did say I might become a couples counselor, but I agree with what you all implied. I don't think I'm quite tactful enough for that. Are you looking to change your careers, Mr. Hyde? He's bored of modeling. Finds it too impermanent. Wants to leave a mark. Wants to have fun. Just a very quick summary. Oh, I see. Well, is there any way you could make modeling fun again? I don't think so. Last time I had a proper fun was maybe 20 years ago. What happened then? I was modeling a capsule collection for a young designer. And she wanted to take her own pictures. She got a studio, lugged the outfits there, found someone to do the makeup. Then she whipped out an old film camera and a proper relic. I hadn't seen one like it since the 60s. My granddad has an old black and silver camera with 2 lenses. Was it something like that? Yep, exactly like that. She said she preferred it because of the way it captured the light. And also because it was a slower experience. Something that would allow us to connect more. At first, I didn't think too much of it. I started doing the usual, posing, switching, posing some more. But something felt different, and I realized what it was. Most of the time, we were just talking. She only took a picture once in a few minutes, if that. Is that unusual? Yep, most fashion photographers take dozens of pictures in a row. I felt a bit sorry for her, to be honest. I thought she didn't know what she was doing, and that she was wasting her money. But we had a great time, and we got kind of friendly, I guess. Because at the end of it, she let me use up the remaining exposures. Fooled around, shot some random stuff. One portrait of her. And she suggested that I come with her to her darkroom. Watch how she developed the pictures and how they came out. He did always have a fondness for dark places. It goes with the territory. But as for the pictures, well, they were gorgeous. First of all, I looked really like me, you know? A me I could recognize. That's not even what stuck with me the most. It's the care she put into processing each frame. Working each picture through the chemical baths. Hanging them, drying them. It was like watching a magic ritual. And her portrait, when she saw it, she got a bit emotional. She said that she was used to being on the other side of the camera. And it was the first time that she really liked a portrait someone took of her. I'm in a weird place these days. It's not like me to tell these kinds of tales. I want to launch in a soppy monologues, really. Just forget it. No. I think it's a beautiful story. And it gives me an idea, I think, of another career for you. Please share it, boy. You'd be doing both of us a solid. Go on, then. Well, maybe it's because I've looked at so many of them recently, but apparently film is making a big comeback for wedding pictures. That's what you said. It captures the light beautifully. And it's a more personal, slower approach. Maybe you could try that. Oh, me? No, the other vampires are looking for a new line of work. I think you got the wrong guy here, though. I know I'm discussing like sentimental these days, but I'm not that far gone. Attending one wedding gives me cavities, let alone several per month. Well, forget it then. No. Don't forget it at all. It would be perfect for you. Come on, Hyde. I know you like to play strong and sarcastic, but you are sentimental, and you love to chat people up. You'd solve all the bridesmaids' dramas and offend the parents. But most importantly, you do something for these people that they'll never forget. They look at your pics their whole lives. And if that's not leaving a mark, I don't know what is. You're assuming they won't get divorced. I don't know if this is the right topic for Miss Loa. It's alright. I know some marriages end in divorce, but that doesn't change anything, does it? Whether a marriage lasts for a few months or several decades, the wedding is still an unforgettable moment in someone's life. I would agree there. That career in the mafia is really looking up. You're hopeless. I'm falling asleep in my chair now, so I'm gonna head back. Do whatever you want, you thick-skulled vampire. Just don't stay out too late, okay? Yeah, alright. That's my cue as well. I have some thinking to do. And maybe some talking. Thanks again, Hyde. And good luck. I hope your next adventure is a good one. It will be. Good night, Lily. Good night, Jason. See you later. Good night, you two. Here we go again. Last one sitting. Indeed, proper night owls. I didn't say anything about that wedding photographer idea. It's ridiculous, right? It's not for me to say, but I wouldn't call it ridiculous. It sounds like you enjoyed the whole film photography experience. And you do like being around people, don't you? I do sometimes, but I'm not a romantic. People get married, they think they're taking a first step into forever. No, there's no such thing as forever. Everyone ends up disappointed in some way, and then, next thing you know... I don't want to sound too depressing. So, you don't believe in love? Of course I do. But only in a certain kind. You can choose to keep supporting someone to enjoy their company. You can do that for years with friends, families, lovers. But at the end of the day, you're still you, a separate person. And they're still them. There's no two souls becoming one. Not really. I know. The one time I tried, it really didn't work out. But do you regret trying? No, I guess I don't. It confirmed for me that marriage and the like, it's never going to be my thing. There's freedom in knowing that about myself. It's given me space to build other relationships that work much better. But at the same time, when I see people who truly believe it, people who walk into it willing to share their lives so closely, even for the most of them, it won't pan out. There's something beautiful there. Like watching a butterfly too close to a flame. Or a flower bloom, like it will never wilt. Well, in my case, I singed off my wings, but I'm still here. And on that day, or that minute, when I said we'd be together forever and I meant it, I sure felt alive. You know all that, then you must also know that it's something worth celebrating. And something worth helping other people celebrate. You're a tricksy one, Jason. And I am too tired to fight your logic. Which means it's time for me to head back. Of course, Mr. Hyde. I meant to say, I appreciate our one-on-one chats. I hope we can keep providing you with a comfortable space here. Oh, it's plenty comfortable for sure. Besides, well, it all boils down to this, doesn't it? The way time passes for me is very different from anyone else I know. Thank goodness Kala is from a long-living species. But even then, he'll grow old before I do, eventually. The world will change 100 times, technologies will die out, new technologies will come. I will feel again the way I feel now, in a century maybe too. And Lua and Gala won't be around to give me advice. The world won't wait for me. But you will. Am I right, Jason? I think that's definitely hinting at what my character actually is, I think. That is very perceptive of you, Mr. Hyde. You've grown to know me quite well. It's only fair that I know you a little in turn. I suppose that's true. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. To continuing our story. It's nice to know that no matter how much time passes, there's always going to be someone here rooting for me. Thank you for your trust, Mr. Hyde. We will make sure that it's not misplaced. I know you will. And on that note, I guess I'm going to browse for some film cameras. What's the worst that can happen? Well, that's good. Oh, that's nice. I like this little side story. Take care of yourself, friend. And you as well. Alright, let's do one more day. The world won't wait for you, Mr. Hyde, but some of us will. I feel like that was indeed a long day. Robots asked to give ultimate advice. Elven burnout is real. Here's how to avoid it. New image recognition tech confuses gnomes with dwarves over view. It's like how certain facial recognition stuff has problems with people of darker skin. It's just because like the data sets that they use were just like predominantly like white people, so black people just don't exist to them. It's fucking awful. Good way to start a misunderstanding. Good evening. Officer, welcome. Let me check my phone. Hey, Jason. How are you doing? Officer. Oh, sorry. My mind is kind of elsewhere right now. No worries. Work issues? What else? All ears if you want to chat. You're a pal. I'm in a real bind, Jason. Well, never-ending workplace issues aside, things are getting weirder by the minute, and I'm feeling out of my depth. You're talking about your recent patrols. Yeah. I've been analyzing the CCTV footage of the last couple days. Oh, I see. How did that go? Did the cameras manage to capture anything? Yes and no. The infrared's caught a couple blurry things. They ran off, turned around a corner, and disappeared. Could have been anything, like rats or cats. It neither fits with what I heard on the scene. The footsteps, you know, the laughter. Come to think of it, it sounded more like giggles. Giggles. Can werebeasts giggle? Not of that size, no. Even if they could, it doesn't explain the footsteps, really. I see. So what's next? Terrible joke. There's some ideas, but they're just wild theories at this point. In short, I'm stumped. You know, Jason? I've been racking my brain ever since Miss Riona dropped that bomb about the fairies, you see. Oh, what about them? As it turns out, fairies was an umbrella term for many types of beings. Anything that didn't fit the known physical rules at the time was referred to as such. Oh, Does it mean banshees were part of the fairy folk? Probably. Not anymore, though. It's just an ongoing process, but the list is getting shorter. But back then, any city being that was even remotely incomprehensible was considered that. And that includes apparitions. Apparitions. Yes. Apparitions like ghosts. 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 I see. What do you mean I see? It's cute. Doesn't it sound like a bad joke to you? I'm not sure I follow. Oh. But come on. Ghosts don't exist. Do they? Because if they do, all I can think about is that damn tree now. Right, the tree. Does that mean it's haunted? It could be. Don't get how you can be so calm about this. Well, why wouldn't I be? I mean, there have been all sorts of customers here. Some of them are so out of this world even. Sometimes, literally. You're right. I guess you're not the one who's being weird here. Don't say that. Everyone has their own, peccadillos. Peccadillos? True that. If you don't mind telling me, though, may I ask the reason you're so afraid of ghosts? Gosh, no. That's a long story. Not something I'm ready to talk about anyway. That's understandable. All you need to know is my fear was never caused by actual ghosts. No. Suggestion is a very powerful thing, Jason. But that's all I'm willing to share for now. Okay, thanks for sharing. You know, it's funny. My grandpa was very into this stuff. So was my daughter. They're like my opposites, very curious and fascinated by the unknown. That's not that I'm not, mind you. It's just with my time as a cop and all, unknown variables usually mean trouble. I see, that makes sense. They're the kind of people who see things from nothing. And I mean that in the best way possible. Like, you know, the Zen rock garden thing from Japan. They understand the Zenness of it. I don't. That doesn't stop me from thinking it's chill, you know. I think you almost got it. Yeah? But I'm sure he and my daughter could talk about it for hours. Too bad he passed away before she was born. Sorry to hear that. Don't be. On that note, Jason, you see my ladder, right? I'd say I'm pretty well acquainted with it now, yes. My bad. That thing was originally my grandpa's. He bought it sometime after the war ended. It was to commemorate the upcoming new era, he said. In more ways than one. He got honorably discharged due to severe leg injury he'd never be able to recover from. Ah. At the time, he was living right across the street from the former town hall. For obvious reasons, he couldn't walk far. So it was a good location for him with all the veteran support nearby and all. Right? Now, about that street, you see, my grandpa liked to chat. Never liked being alone, that guy. Plus, he pretty much hated his bleak room. So sometimes he'd go and hang out with the street vendors in front of his place. There were all kinds of beings there, with their pets, from all walks of life. That's why he had a lot of stories about the craziest things. I see. Correlation, perhaps. You see, the street's name just came to my mind last week. Can you take a guess what it is? Me. Bourne Street. Uh-huh. It wasn't called that before. That's why the whole thing didn't click for me straight away. But I went through his files and it checks out. Does that mean the vendors he was talking about? Bingo. And you know what? He bought the lighter there. Wow. What a coincidence. Are you sure it's the... Are you sure it's only a coincidence? What do you mean? Come on. Ain't no way they're just coincidences, Jason. Everything is lining up too perfectly, if you ask me. Uh-oh. Think about what's happened so far. It was my team that found out about the vandalism before they dumped the whole case on me. Then my car was hit out of everyone's. Right. Then my luck started tanking. The broken mug. The fan. Ooh. The black cat. Just tons of weird stuff happening in the past week alone, you see. Right? Then one last thing led to another. My team was chosen to lead the investigation. And tell me, who's in charge of the case? Me. Then there's the Banshee lady, your patron, with some information I wouldn't have thought of. The dead tree stuff, the fairy market. Information I wouldn't even have remembered on my own. Right? And now, I know why I kept losing my lighter, right? How are they not connected? Tell me. Well, if you list them all in order like that. I'm telling you, Jason, that place is calling for me. The case is made for me. But they really picked the wrong guy. They're just real bad at dealing with spooks. They make me question everything I've ever known, you know. But I've always thought you're pretty good at handling ambiguity, officer. Not when it comes to supernatural stuff. Because we don't know enough about what's real and what's not. What will they do? Will they hurt us? Do they bring bad luck? Good luck? What's the truth? Who knows? Maybe you should take a day off and catch up on your sleep. Huh? What's that? Oh, nothing. You know, another patron of mine suggested a documentary to watch. Yeah? The focus was on interesting drinks from around the world. You could find everything from the mundane to the extreme. From local comforts to really special stuff. I kept thinking of one particular drink might interest you. Oh? It's something like a protection drink. It's made of coffee, honey, lemon, and a slew of other ingredients. Protection from what, though? From evil spirits and bad luck, I think. Maybe it'll help ease your mind a bit. Ah, gotcha. But Jason, even though the whole situation is haunted, there shouldn't be any evil spirits, right? I wouldn't know. But I might need your lighter. What for? Well, the drink needs to be lit up. I just think your lighter might give it that extra magic boost it needs. Compared to just using a regular flame, I mean. What are you gonna make me anyway? I trust you. Here. Okay then, make me this magical drink you've learned, Jason. Coffee, honey, lemon. Nada? Oh, wow. The drink does light up, huh? Yep. This is special, just for you. So don't tell anybody. Roger that. Here you go. Oof, careful. Dang, Jason. This is really something else. You're sure it's okay to drink? I have no idea. But I'll take responsibility if anything happens. I'm just being silly, alright? Sorry for bothering you with all this stuff, Jason. You even made me this crazy drink to help me make me feel better. Don't say that. I'm always happy to help however I can. The spell-laden, alcohol-imbued Galician drink is known to ward off evil spirits. Just look at it. Thanks, man. At least with crooks, you can actually deal directly with them, you know. Not the case with apparitions. Not with that attitude. Huh? Everything can be caught with a little elbow grease. Not actual elbow grease. I won't make that mistake again. The Queen? Is that you? Oh, Williams. It's been a while. It is you. Surprises just keep coming this week. Let me go over there. We know each other? More or less. We were brunch buddies. Brunch buddies? Brunch buddies. I feel like I meant to say brunch buddies in the same serious tone. But I don't like to talk about it. I still get nightmares. I feel ya. I wasn't sure we were gonna make it out alive. We were truly the lucky ones. Without a doubt. I'll just take both of your words for it. Good. Because I don't like to talk about it. So it brings you here, Detective. Surely it's not the coffee. Also, Georgie's like a really small man, it seems. Secret police reasons. I've not read the briefing yet. But enough about me. Tell me about your supernatural problem. Yeah? You need to bust a ghost? Oh. Well. Busted might be a bit much. But it does make me feel good. I was just talking to Jason about getting over my fear of that stuff. And ghosts? Something like that. I'm weak against ghostly looking stuff. I get freaked out easily. For example, I admit I got a little spooked by what happened on Bourne Street the other day. I remember that. I know very well that unchecked fear leads to prejudice. That's why it's a no-no in my book. It even pains me to admit that out loud. Sometimes the toughest case to crack is ourselves. Other times, it's ghosts. How do you do it, Detective? Your cases, man. I'd have probably lost all my hair by now if I were you. Try not to think about it all that much. And when I do think about it, I think, who else will do it? Nobody. That's who. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, once you get over the dead part, they're just like you and me. Look, I remember this one case where we were investigating a haunted apartment. This lady, her husband had recently passed away but wasn't moving on. If you get my drift. Real deadbeat. Couldn't take a hint. Anyway, I had to go in and exercise the place, right? But the husband, he's caught wind and he's retreated into the basement. I won't get into the technicalities of it, but it's harder to get a ghost out if a basement. It's harder to get a ghost out of a basement or an attic. It's all about angles, really. I mean, I get it. It used to be his home. All his stuff is still there. It's hard, I get that. So I'm slowly going down the stairs to try to coax him out. Bam! Next minute, all this romantic music is playing, and the whole place is lit by a spotlight. Basic sensory illusions, classic ghost tricks. Then, before I know it, when it hit me, I'm sitting at this pottery wheel, and he's behind me, and wait, isn't this a plot of the 1990 film Ghost? Oh, maybe. We had a movie night at work, and I dozed off before it started. The story must have slipped into my subconscious. Riveting. Another cop? Even larger than the last? Hey, detective. Hey, people I don't know. Did you get your important errand sorted? I sure did. Dooley, I can see crumbs stuck to your face. That's just the rain. It's very bready rain. There's filling all over your top. That's blood from a gunshot wound. It's healed up, though. You're literally holding the receipt from the donut shop. That's why they pay the big bucks, detective. Wait, he's TLPD and Georgie's SPD. So what'd I miss? We were talking about getting rid of Officer Williams' fear of ghosts. They don't show up in here. Hey. Ghosts? Yeah, you're afraid of them, right, Julie? No idea. Never met one. We stopped a ghost riot. Ghosts aren't real. So, you don't need to be scared of them. Easy. There you go, I guess. Sorry, that wasn't much help. Nah. What you said. They're just like us. That's a good thing to be reminded of. Exactly. They used to be alive just like us. As long as they don't try to eat, possess, and violently murder you, you should be fine. Very reassuring. Just talk to them. Feel their culture. Listen to their issues and spectral wails. Treat them like any other person. See what's on the other side. Which should be easy since you can see through them. I thought you didn't believe in ghosts. It's best not to overthink anything he says. I certainly don't. Well, thanks for the advice. I think it'll help. Our pleasure. Now, Dooley, I think we should read that case briefing and find out why we're here. I already did. Oh. Turns out we were meant to arrest the person driving that taxi. Instead of taking it all the way to Seattle. Yes. Why? The driver was a chupacabra. Chupacabra. Oh my god. Ugh. Okay. Let's get out of here, Julie. Good luck, officer. Thanks, McQueen. A lot. You too, Officer Dooley. Bye, guy. Good luck with your rat problem or whatever. Bye, Coffee Wizard. Take care. I kind of enjoyed that Dooley guy. That was quite something. Well, what do you know, Jason? Looks like my good luck is back. I'm feeling like $1 million now. I'm very glad you do. Thanks anyway, Jason. I really did nothing much. Are you gonna be okay? Okay, enough to start thinking about what to do next. I'm done here for the night. You have a good evening, alright? Please keep me updated, officer, and stay safe. Will do. This feels like a very short night. Alright then. Maybe I'll check the stock and... Miss Fiona, welcome. Hello. How's the traffic out there? It's a mess. There's construction work taking place on Leonora Avenue. Oof. I can imagine the gridlock already. Fortunately, I have no deliveries to make today. That's great. I'm happy you're here. So, anything I can make for you this evening? I'd like something for my throat. I'd appreciate a cup of tea infused with some lemon and a touch of honey. Midsummer Night's Dream. A cup of warm Midsummer Night's Dream for you, miss. Singer, groover, part-time. That's what we call it here. Wow, how whimsical. It's wonderful. Sweet, but well balanced with the lemon, and a slight bitterness of the tea completes the taste. Thank you. You're so very welcome. By the way, you just missed Officer Georgie by a few seconds. Is that so? How is he? He's been thinking about what you said quite a bit, actually. Oh. He's currently dealing with plenty of clues he isn't used to. That's why he's hard at work at the moment. I see. Would you mind doing me a favor? Oh, what do you need? Could you give my contact information to him? We only connected via Bluetooth last time. So... Oh. An email address and a phone number are written on it, belonging to Renata Sheeran. What I said a few days ago may have been a bit overwhelming. It is possible I spoke more than was necessary. All because I couldn't help but feel a pang of bitterness knowing what happened to the tree. Entirely understandable, though. But it's not my intention to interfere with his work. As such, if he requires any assistance, please do let me know. Or let him know. Is it? No, it was let me know. It is the least I could do, as I realize there would be plenty of difficulty obtaining information. Oh, I mean, because Officer Georgie is a human. And we semi-physical beings have our own ways of sharing information as such. I understand what you mean. Okay. I just do not wish to incriminate or anything or anyone. It's fine, I get it. I'm glad. I'd say you've already helped him out in more ways than one. Sorry, did you say something? I'm zoning out a little. No, nothing. I'll pass this off to him. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Bad traffic aside, how are you? To be honest, I've had a lot on my mind of late. And I don't know how to express it without sounding pathetic. You know I'm all ears. That may actually be part of the problem, I am afraid. Pardon. You know, I've had conversations with more individuals over the past week than I have in the past few years. Is that a good or a bad thing? It's troubling. Oh. I'm sorry about that. Oh, mean it necessarily in a negative way. It's just, I used to believe that I had a settled life objective. But I have been doubting it lately. How come? I finally heard back from Miss Rachel yesterday. Oh, any good news? No. Our fields are admittedly quite different, so I was not expecting much. However, she provided me with some contacts of who may be of assistance. Even though they had no direct connection to the audience I'm trying to reach. I see. She explained clearly why she thinks I should contact them, however. Which I am thankful for. It's very thoughtful of her. So what's the battle plan? Why are you doubting yourself? In essence, the advice is to slowly increase my network, to make myself known. Oh, sounds familiar, doesn't it? You can probably guess my concern about it. I think so, but you could give me a refresher, just so I don't misunderstand. I feel like that would be a shortcut, so to speak. Right. She did, however, remind me of an important and humbling fact. What would that be? Well... Oh, but it's not guaranteed you'll get anything out of it, don't you think? Unless you're really, really sure the so-called shortcut is 100% gonna work. Because you'll have to do way, way more than just making a few calls and waiting for callbacks, you know. I'd say that's a decent impression of her. Thank you. After that, she told me a story about her early career experiences, both the good and the bad. Getting noticed is truly only the beginning. Then it is either a matter of letting your talent speak for you, or you go out there to develop connections with the right people. Even then, there's still no guarantee of success. After listening to her explanation, I respect Miss Rachel's determination. I can certainly see how it worked out for her. Then, I was left wondering whether Mr. Lucas meant something similar during our first meeting. Right. I thought it all sounded familiar. Will you try her suggestion, then? I don't know. Is it difficult? No more difficult than sending reels to every audition I've ever come across. And being rejected by every single one of them. But for some reason I feel conflicted about it. Speaking of Mr. Hibiscus, he and I have also continued our correspondence. Although, perhaps it was more like a necessity? Did something happen? He was stuck. Pardon. Actually, he posted about it on social media last night. Oh, I might have seen it. Did you? I came across it when I was updating my schedule and responded out of concern. Then he called me, almost immediately. He was loud. Sounds in order. And extremely drunk? Really? He denied it at first. It was too obvious not to notice. He told me he was walking aimlessly, deep in thought, and entered Kerry Park without realizing he had done so. Must have been some deep thinking he was doing, because I think it rained pretty hard last night. I wouldn't know. The bus to and from there is currently not operating after 10, which is why I sent him a message informing him of the fact, as he seemed to be unaware of it. Right. And so he called me to ask me if there was any other mode of public transit nearby. Wouldn't it have been easier for him to just call a cab? He told me he wanted to know the city better. At midnight? Why not? After all, you operate your business after dark yourself. Touche. Perhaps he just didn't want to go home yet. And I might be mistaken here, but I thought he doesn't like drinking. Wasn't it partying? Nevertheless, I think last night was quite different. It appears he had dinner with his team, and he needed the extra courage in order to negotiate with them about his proposed new direction. Oh. I see. I suppose it didn't go as expected, perhaps. And I know that feeling all too well. Yes. However, he said he will keep negotiating until they reach a compromise. It's good. Is it, though? Miss Rachel told me about the hoops she had to jump through at the beginning of her career with her teammates as well. Likewise, Mr. Lucas has to work hard to obtain approval from his team and for his actions. How can they still be so positive? What do you mean? I just cannot picture myself convincing others to give me a chance like that. I almost wanted to ask, why do we have to be at the mercy of others in order to succeed or fail? Can't talent speak for itself? But if I truly believe that, with the number of rejections I have received so far, I should have stopped a long time ago, shouldn't I? Right, that's why it doesn't work that way. What do you mean? Well, let talent speak for itself, we would all have the same standards. I see what you mean. Art would cease to be art if it were standardized, wouldn't it? However, doesn't that imply that everything still depends on the whims of individuals judging you at the moment? How does someone like Miss Rachel or Mr. Lucas manage to be fine with that? Perhaps because they don't see it as the be-all and end-all. What do you mean? Rather than viewing them as judges with the authority determining their fates, perhaps they simply see them as hills to either overcome or avoid, if that makes sense. Just a matter of perspective as to where the power lies. But it's not easy to climb those hills, especially if you've never done it before. Therefore, it's good to try to find out what works for you, or to ask for guidance or assistance even. Because one can't possibly know every single way to overcome obstacles, or be able to safely recognize warning signs without first learning about them from others. Is that what you're trying to say? I see. Still, Miss Fiona. Yes. Sorry, I got a bit lost in my thoughts. You're fine, I promise. But speaking of Mr. Lucas, what happened to him after the call? I picked him up and drove him home. Well, but I thought you were located in Bellevue. I am. But I still had unfinished business in the downtown area. Moreover, he suddenly began singing quite loudly nearing the end of our call, which led me to conclude that it would be best for me to go fetch him. Let's see. How was the singing, in your opinion? It wasn't too bad. If not for the fact that he was screaming most of the lyrics, that is. Well, his hoodie was soaked when I arrived, so he had to take it off before getting into my car. Thankfully, the water did not completely soak through his shirt, so he remained relatively dry. However, I still had to lay the seat covers, and as his fur got rather wet. I hope he didn't get sick though. I should go now. Alright, will you be okay? I have a lot to think about. Thank you for being patient with my concerns, Jason. No problem at all. Anytime. Have a good evening then, Jason. Come back soon. Oh, just end. And like that, I too will just end. We'll come back to this soon. By tomorrow. If I remember. Or feel like it. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. I think I will actually do something else. If not for like an hour or so. But yeah, I'll be right back. See you soon.